What's up, guys? Today I've got another special one lined up for you guys. Today we'll be looking at some creepy TikToks and some wildfires that's been happening in California. My heart goes out to all the families there. They have been going through a lot. They lost their homes, and I hope things get better for you guys, and the Lord makes it easy for you guys. Further ado, you guys probably wondering why I look so tired. I've been up all night with my children, but as I promised, tired or not, I will continue making some video for you guys to keep you guys entertained. So let's get right into it.
Some things may occur that may be earth-shattering.
Recently, there have been rumors that something maybe, coming around the corner, maybe in January. I just wondered if you'd heard anything. Is there anything that you're able to talk about?
All I would say is I think some things may occur, this is my current assessment, that may be earth-shattering, that may scare a few people. And yeah, this topic can be scary. The unknown can be scary. All I would say is that this is just the status quo. It's been hidden. It has always been like this. If it comes out that this is real, it's verified by very credible sources, you get credible information, credible evidence come forward to definitively say, yes, the phenomena is real, we're being visited, and we're engaging with non-human intelligence. This is just the status quo. It's how the world is. It's just been hidden from us for so long. And I think that's how we should view it. It's just nature to some extent, and you can't hide nature, and this is just the way of the world. It's always been like that, and I think people can take it.
Everything is about to change. Over the course of the next few years, there will be certain things that will occur. Ships may appear over your oceans just offshore. It will not move. They will remain there to give you time to get used to the idea that we are here, to get used to the idea that this is the beginning of a great change upon your planet, of a great change in your society. You will start to see more orbs of light, so you may see some of these orbs descend and again remain fixed in a particular position that is non-threatening, giving you time to observe them, to record them, to discuss them, to start to understand that they are there as now something that can become a relatively permanent fixture in your reality, to broaden your understanding of what reality is. Between the ships and the orbs, it may give you an opportunity to start really letting in the idea that everything is about to change.
Man, I've been saying it all along. They are literally taking their time for people to fathom what is happening around the world and making themselves visible. So once they decide, okay, enough, we are coming, we are here, and we're here to stay, then we've been so used to over the past years of seeing them, citing them, that it's going to be a normal thing. But I'm excited. Are you guys excited? I'm excited to meet them. Come on. I hope they meet the right people once they land and not go to our corrupt government officials. Now, dear, let's go back to the video.
First of all, I said, do you believe in UFOs? And he looked at me with a straight face, and one-on-one, he said, absolutely, positively, they do exist. And he said, well, there's a lot of things that are going on there that I won't be able to tell you until the year 2025. But we have things in the Nevada desert that would make George Lucas envious. Another individual, we were talking, I interviewed him at Nellis in 1985, 86 timeframe. And I said, what's out there? And again, he looked me straight in the eye and he said, we have things out there that are literally out of this world.
I live in the very real world where everything has an explanation. But what I saw last night could not be explained. Last night, I went on my first red-eye trip from Vegas to North Carolina, and on the way, I saw some unexplainable things. I was flying with this captain, and he told me over the last 8 months, he has been seeing some things in the atmosphere that just haven't made sense. And lo and behold, in front of my eyes, we see these flying objects. These objects, first, they're bright like stars, but then they can in an instant fade out into nothing, and they just start moving around and flying in formations like crazy in the middle of the night. These things are moving like super quickly, and they're at an altitude that's way higher than airplanes can be at. I saw about 15 of them in the span of an hour. So now I'm here thinking, are UFOs real?
Do you know if you take this mountain peak in the Garden of the Gods, Colorado, and turn it sideways, and you see a man's face there and think it's pareidolia? Well, then they have you stuck exactly where they want you. Not knowing truth and not being open-minded enough to know where you truly live. When I first started seeing the faces in the rocks about 2 years ago, I thought it all had to be CGI, computer generated, or AI. And then my brother-in-law, my very own brother-in-law, sent me this picture. And it took my guard down enough to make me realize that this was real, this was going on. And then when you start to realize that the place where you live is a whole lot different than what you ever could imagine, and you see that these faces in the rocks are literally everywhere, and some of them are so real and so distinct and so perfectly facial features that even if you are dead asleep, you have to ask yourself, what in the world is going on here? And back to the beginning where I said, if you think these rock formations are just pareidolia, looking like something, but not really something, well then, like I said, they have you exactly where they want you. And where they want you is accepting the reality that they have fed you, the reality through the television, the reality through the public indoctrination, education system. They want you seeing and not believing because it doesn't match what they told you. And they want you to especially not believe the Bible. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God, angels, came into the daughters of men. They created the giants, the Nephilim. And we saw that the giants, the son of Anak, which came of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers. You see, you might be awake, but are you awake enough to know that all the lies are spiritual, and they are trying to hide the fact that the Bible and God and JC are real? It's why they hide giants. It's why they hide dragons. This is a cave in Egypt. Again, is that just pareidolia to you, or something else that's mentioned in the Bible dozens of times? It's why they hide the firmament, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons. Right in the first page of the Bible, right there. So go ahead, continue to think that this is just pareidolia and that you're an evolved ape spinning 1,000 miles per hour every day and 66,000 miles per hour around the sun every year and chasing everything through the universe at astounding 1.2 million miles per hour, only to have the stars never to change, ever, ever. Or you can start questioning things and looking at things as they are, not as you're told. But of course, all of this was just for entertainment purposes. I know those just happened because glaciers traveled through here millions of years ago and formed these rock formations that have perfect noses. Entertainment only.
Man, how many of you guys think giants walked this earth before us? That's a difficult one actually to say. I wouldn't know. But what do you guys think? What do you guys believe?
Let me tell y'all a true story, Beast Boom. Watch this video to the end. I knew it. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go. Shh. Shut up. It's not a game. What I told you. Not happening. Shut up. They showed you. They always gotta show you. Stop playing with me, son. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. They didn't show nothing. That's just a movie. You know what it is. You can't go past it. You know why? Because the Most High is up there. Shh. Shut up. Just like you can't go to the bottom of the ocean because you know who's down there. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game, guys, and you know what it is. Yeah. Did you know that the superheroes are really FAs? Shut up! That's why they wanted Thanos. Thanos was don't you ever say it. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game, guys. They just showed you in the movie what's up there. What do you think? Hey, why you think EM keeps shooting rockets up there? That's not gonna work. Stop playing with me, son. Listen, God got that covered. And don't you say it. But I tell you one thing. If anybody thinks what I said, it's not true. It's not true. It's just a movie.
Dude, it's funny as hell. Man's got a lot of power, man. Man's got a lot of willpower. Got that energy going through him.
Cancel all the plans you have for 2025 because The Simpsons has already predicted the future. Okay, I know some of you are going to disapprove of this, but I decided to ask ChatGPT which Simpsons predictions will come true in 2025, and I was surprised by the list it gave me, especially by the first prediction. Now, before we unravel this list, let me show you what The Simpsons has already predicted, because I'll be honest, I severely underestimated just how many times they were actually right. In 2002, The Simpsons portrayed an unusual scene with Donald Trump and the King of Saudi Arabia laying hands on a large orb. In 2017, this footage resurfaced when this exact scene came into fruition. If you're already stumped by that, what The Simpsons predicted about Donald Trump is going to leave you speechless. It's no secret that Trump wanted to be the president of the USA, even back in the 1980s, before The Simpsons even existed. So when they predicted that he would achieve this goal, some would argue it's not even that impressive. However, back in 2000, before Trump was even president, The Simpsons animated this iconic sequence with Trump waving to his supporters on an escalator, which, scarily, in 2015 would be repeated to the exact detail. Even more difficult to explain, and just remember this was written back in 2000, is when Homer shrinks and climbs into Trump's hair, and it is here where he sees many things, and one of them being a sign that says Trump 2024. 22 years later, on the 15th of November, as you know, Trump announced that he would be rerunning for president again in 2024. Okay, we might need the Trump surname later for when I show you the ChatGPT's predictions for 2025. But first, allow me to show you the other biggest coincidences between The Simpsons and real life. Have you ever heard of the God particle? Admittedly, I don't really like the title, but in an episode in 1998, Homer came up with the mathematical equation for the God particle on a blackboard. This is 14 years before physicists had even discovered it. Am I the only one who kind of thinks that adds a new layer to the phrase, you couldn't even write this stuff? It's official. Shakespeare was right. The world's a stage. In 1995, The Simpsons showed a London landscape with Big Ben, Tower Bridge, and in the exact future location, the Shard. In case you're confused, the Shard was actually only built in 2012. Then in 1992, the show came up with the idea of a baby translator, which in 2013 was invented in real life. Okay, now watch this clip very carefully, because in 1998, The Simpsons showed their viewers the iconic 20th Century Fox logo. But just notice, at the bottom it says, a division of Walt Disney & Co. So you tell me, how did they know that 21 years later this would really happen and Disney would buy 20th Century Fox? I'm not gonna lie, this next one really messed with my head. All the way back in 1998, in a Simpsons episode called Lisa the Skeptic, Lisa shows her list of names for who she predicts will be the future Nobel Prize winners. And if you look closely, one name mentioned was Bengt Holmstrom. And then, who should be the 2016 Nobel Prize winner? You guessed it, Bengt Holmstrom. Speaking of lists, what do you think was on the list of The Simpsons 2025 predictions according to ChatGPT? Well, I can't wait for your opinion on this, but some of you I know still need convincing that this isn't anything more than just one big coincidence. And guys, I'll be honest with you, as you know, like most of the first parts of my videos, I'm only doing this just for entertainment purposes. That being said, the 2010 episode Boy Meets Curl was a very accurate prediction. In it, the US men's curling team wins gold, and Sweden Sweden win silver. This would later happen in 2018. And although it is a little bit more difficult to explain, I do believe some of these predictions are actually just copied by the mainstream media to gain more publicity and thus gain more viewers. If you need proof of this, take a look at this 2012 Simpsons scene where we see Lady Gaga at the Super Bowl during her halftime performance. Are you trying to tell me that Lady Gaga wasn't aware of this in 2017 when she was posing in the exact same way, just like how the Simpsons had portrayed her in cartoon form? I also believe that Miley Cyrus copied Homer Simpson's visual wrecking ball sequence, which was aired back in 1994. But again, you tell me, does the 2013 version by Miley actually have zero connection? Because I do fully admit I could be reaching here. But let's face it, this dragon scene from The Simpsons must have given some kind of inspiration for this scene in the Game of Thrones. And I am confident that this fashion parade in 2021 was a collaboration with The Simpsons. But again, I do find it a little curious that Anne Wintour, who was spotted here with the most famous woman in the world at the time, I find it interesting if she was also in on the plan. Okay, are you ready for it? Here is the list of the Simpsons predictions that ChatGPT predicts will happen in 2025. By the way, I hope it goes without saying that I am not claiming that any of these things will come to pass. Even ChatGPT itself said that this is just merely speculative. So, without further ado,
y'all, this is California this morning. Tell me that this right here does not look like a mirror image of something that we've seen recently in our past. And further, journalists and other people have said they have never in their life seen fire behave the way it did right here. This has to have been one of the worst fires that California has ever seen. I'm about to show you what it looked like this morning when the sun was coming up. We're about to go over this too in 1 minute. Do you guys know how long, like literally how long it took the news to finally start covering the fire? They didn't cover it for hours while it was going on. This right here was the sunrise this morning in California. Like, look behind me, this is just insane. This right here is what you would picture Revelation chapter 6, seal 6 would look like, right? When the sun goes dark, moving the blood, we know it's the sun, but still. Also, in 532 AD, when the whole entire world was plunged into darkness. Yeah, that really happened, and it lasted 18 months, and the writer of the History of Wars wrote that men were freed neither from pestilence nor any kind of unaliving at that time. And I don't think this is California, but this is what happened a few days before this thing happened. I'm pretty sure that's not the sun, y'all. It's kind of hard to believe that this right here is the same world that we lived in a few years ago.
Man, my heart goes out to the people of California. Man, it's sad. It's heartbreaking to see all those houses devastated just like that. Families lost their homes. It's just sad, man. And I hope things recover soon, and they recover. But obviously, all of them are emotionally scarred. But my heart goes out to all of you in California.
Negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East.
Man, these people in Hollywood are playing with God. They literally praying on deities and doing all this weird shit. Man, Hollywood is Hollyweird.
A team of about 200 South African firefighters sang and danced upon arriving in Canada to help fight the wildfires. The US, Australia, New Zealand, France, Portugal, and Spain have also sent firefighters to Canada.
Man, I had to put that clip in there because I'm proudly South African. We just have that drive, that culture of us. And singing, that's the way of going into a situation. And people would think, why are they singing? But we're singing of cheer, going in, knowing that we are going into a life-threatening situation. But singing gives hope, gives us power. You understand? It's our culture. And I am proudly South African.
So firefighters from South Africa and Mexico are going to California to help with the wildfires. And in a week, that has felt so scary and apocalyptic between climate disaster and the government and the inauguration and so many things. I am just gonna zero in on the fact that humans help humans, and that there is some good somewhere in the world that exists, because we need it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Los Angeles, California, the heart of the Golden State, where dreams come alive. From the bustling streets of downtown to the scenic views of Malibu, experience the magic of Los Angeles. Enjoy your journey in beautiful California.
I can fix that.
And that's another one for the books. Thank you so guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourself.